Subscribe and click on the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest videos.
I grew up in a very normal, middle class kind of a family. I remember my mother telling me that I was 1 year old and apparently I used to arrange clothes in the rack. A neighbor of mine worked in an ad agency, and he came home and saw a picture of mine and asked for it in life. I never thought that this would be my profession because Mohanlal is one of my favorite actors. So today I actually realize, oh, that's what I did. I mean, I've worked with Dulquer before in Ustad Hotel when he was just starting off. It was his second film, and so I know him from then. I quite get along really well with Atlee actually. We should all give everybody freedom to just be who they are. I grew up in a very normal, middle class kind of a family, and I was really responsible as a child. I remember my mother telling me that I was 1 year old and apparently I used to arrange clothes in the rack and stuff, usually so they had a very small house and the clothes were all in open racks, so children will usually pull it and throw it all over the place, but apparently if it's falling I would go and put it back. I never drew on walls, I never did anything naughty. I think I was not much of a child at all. I think I was very grown up even as a child. I remember parts of it, but how it happened is it's a very bizarre story. I mean, certain things are meant to happen in life and they happen, and there's, it was just that a neighbor of mine worked in an ad agency, and he came home and saw a picture of mine and asked for it, and we didn't even know that was what it was. But yeah, the next thing I know, I was getting a call from these French guys and they were making an English film and they wanted me to play Tabu's sister, and I went and did it. But it's just that one film. People say I'm a child artist, which I was never. I did one film when I was a kid, so it's a very isolated event for me. It's not something I'm very used to, being in front of the camera or something. It just happened and I didn't try it out. I resisted it for the longest time and I was not happy at all, and up until I think a few years back, I would say 2 or 3 years back, I really thought I would still change course and do something else in life. I never thought that this would be my profession, but then a few years back I realized this is my profession, this is it, this is what I do, So that's when I really accepted it, very recently. For me, it was not really a professional career or starting anything, because I was studying again at that time. In fact, I was in my PUC, and I just thought it was a one-time thing, so I really didn't care much, to be honest. I was just myself, and it was not something I wanted, so I was not excited, or I was not really I didn't really realize what I was doing, to be honest. And today, because Mohanlal is one of my favorite actors, so today I actually realize, oh, that's what I did. But at that time I really didn't care much for films, so I was just spending my summer holidays in a productive way, and that's how I looked at it. I mean, I've worked with Dulquer before in Ustad Hotel when he was just starting off. It was his second film, and so I know him from then. You can never like really know what impact a film will have. You don't know whether it will be a hit or a flop, or you can never know these things. But I thought, you know, it's Mani sir is making the film and PC sir is shooting it, so I know that to some extent the film will be a good film. It will look good, you know, it will be a nice film in my zone, and you know, so that I knew. And for me, that film was one film which let me just be myself, and I didn't have to do anything dramatic, which I love. I love being just subtle and being myself, and I think that film was very like just normal and very close to how I am in real life. I mean, I don't need to necessarily have an opinion about it. It happens, and none of us can, you know, say I feel this about it and then change the world. It doesn't work like that. I don't give myself that much importance to have a say in what other people do in their lives. I think we should all give everybody freedom to just be who they are, and you do the right thing, you know, that's it. Marcel was another film where again Atlee had such a beautifully etched role for this particular character, had such a nice space in this film, and that I thought was commendable, because in a film like that, like a very, very commercial film, he had such a beautiful space for this one character, and I really appreciated that about him. And he has a certain genuineness in the way he wants to tell a story. He wants to do a good job at it, and you know, I enjoyed that. I quite get along really well with Atlee, actually. I can't not be associated with that, because there's all parts of me. As an actor, you're not a one personality person. There are a lot of things about me which are unexplored, and that's what I think is the sad part, because you know, if you put somebody in just one box and say, okay, this person is girl next door, then that means you're not exploring the other sides of me, which I can do and I can be. So what I feel is, it's fine, but you know, you should let an actor do different things, so that for me it's more satisfying to do that. Yeah, that Prana is a really, really interesting project. It is a one actor film, so I think this is the first time a heroine has done, like, a single heroine film is coming out. There also, technically, it's like really new things we've done. Like, we've done sync sound, of course, so we've done sync sound in 4 languages. So I'm you know, we are shooting with me speaking the dialogues one after the other, all 4 languages. And Rasul Pukuti is doing the sound designing, and we did a surround sync sound. So basically, we shot in a place where we could, record the ambient sounds along with the dialogues. So it's a very real sounding, beautiful film. And PC sir shot the film. So it's a very technically very, very sound film, and a very different kind of a film for me. Yeah. Subscribe to JFW.